The lid on this can is tightly shut. How will you open it without hurting yourself? When tasks become difficult, we use tools or machines that make them easier. Which of these can we use as a tool for opening this lid? You can use the spoon to open the lid like this. But what you are doing here is using the spoon as a lever. The lever is a rigid bar resting on a point called the fulcrum. The object on which force will be applied is at the load end. The force being applied is at the effort end. It is used to move or lift heavy objects easily. If the fulcrum is closer to the load end, then a heavy load can be lifted or moved with less effort. The lever was probably the first machine invented by our ancient ancestors, who were looking for a tool that made the task of moving heavy objects very easy. Today, the lever is the most commonly found simple machine. Can you spot the levers among these? The seesaw and the scissors are levers. Let us see how the lever makes tasks simpler. The scale is the bar. The pencil is the fulcrum. And the poster color bottle is the load. Let us see how many erasers are needed to lift the load. 4 erasers. Let us shift the fulcrum closer to the effort and check again. Now we need 7 erasers. Let us shift the fulcrum closer to the load end and see what happens. Now we need just 2 erasers to lift the load. What does this show? Can you explain? When the fulcrum is here, the effort required is the same as the load. Here, the effort required is greater than the load. And here, the effort required is much less than the load. Another advantage is the direction in which effort is applied. You can lift up a load by pushing the lever down. Pulling down is easier than lifting up. One of these makes the task easier by applying the effort in a convenient direction. Identify which one. This allows you to lift water up by pulling down on the rope. This is a pulley. The pulley is a grooved disc fixed to a bracket with an axle. A rope or chain passes through this groove. The bucket at one end of the rope is the load, and at the other end is the effort. With the help of the pulley, you can lift up a heavy load by pulling it down. Thus, the pulley makes the task easier by changing the direction in which the effort is applied. The pulleys used to hoist flags and raise Venetian blinds also work similarly. If the lever is a rod which rests on a fulcrum, then which of these machines is a lever? All three are levers. Depending on the position of the fulcrum, load, and effort, there are three classes of levers. In the seesaw and the scissor, the fulcrum is between the load and the effort. This kind of lever is a first-class lever. In the case of this portable juicer, the load comes in between the fulcrum and the effort. This is known as a second-class lever. In the case of the stapler, the effort is in between the fulcrum and the load. This is known as a third-class lever. These are the three classes of levers.